Today I'll be telling you about a story that taught me a very important lesson in life. What happened was, I broke my tibia and fibula bones in my left leg, which is the bones in your calf. I broke them. It wasn't that much fun. But the story starts with my father bringing home an industrial-sized trailer, which is very big, very heavy, I might mention, bringing it home for his work. He needed it for a job or a project for his for something he had to do for work. I don't remember exactly what that was, but he told me not to mess with it because I was roughly 6 or 7 years old at the time, and I'm still not very strong, but I was super scrawny then. I was very weak and very skinny, and that was due to not eating very much and having a very high metabolism, which I still have. I still don't eat very well, but he told me not to mess with the trailer because it was heavy, and he told me that if I was to mess with it, I would most likely hurt myself very badly. And I didn't like listening to my parents at that time. I thought, me being 7, I knew much better than my 40-some-year-old parents. I was much more wise and knew much more about what I was like than they did. And I wanted to use this trailer as a bike ramp so I could jump off and ride around in the trailer. It was that big. I could ride my bike around in loops on it. And he told me, I told my dad that I wanted to use this bike ramp, and he told me that's not a good idea, you should not do that. So we went up to our house. This is our driveway, where the trailer was our driveway. So we went up to our house and we were eating dinner with the rest of our family. And immediately after dinner was finished, I went outside and I tried to put the trailer's back hatch down, which is roughly 6 to 6.5 feet tall. And I think it was probably roughly 70 to 100 pounds. So it was very heavy. So I unlatched the first one, and I was the first little clip that was holding it in place. I unlatched it and I thought, oh, it's not that heavy. I was kind of pushing against it, wiggling it, seeing how heavy it actually was. And I really didn't think it was that heavy. So I pushed it forward and unlatched the second one, was lowering it down, and it was so heavy I could barely even stand under the weight. So I tried to jump back and let it fall down so I could still use it as a ramp. And my dad would get mad later, I'm sure, because it was down, and of course he didn't put it down. So I thought I'd just let it fall down and it'd be fine. But the second I stepped back, it started falling. It was so heavy that I didn't have enough time to get out from underneath it. So I fell down and I stuck my, well, not my right leg, stuck my left leg up to try to catch it, and it broke my leg. It hurt pretty bad. I don't remember my leg hurting as much as I thought a broken bone would. I remember mainly skinning my elbow because it kind of landed on my elbow when I fell, and it, kind of grounded into the ground and slid back. I remember that hurting much more actually than I remember my leg hurting. That may have been due to a nerve or something being pinched, not being able to feel much. So my dad was in our garage, close to where the trailer was, and he was telling, and he actually saw it happen. I wonder now if he was watching me lower the trailer down, thinking, what is he doing? What is he thinking? And just letting it happen, letting me reap the consequences of disobeying. So he carried me into the house and was patching me up, and my mom asked, Ben, can you move your leg? I said, I don't think so. I tried for a couple of attempts, but I could not move my leg. So she loaded me up in our minivan and took me to the ER, and I got it wrapped up, and I got x-rays, of course, and it was broken, two broken bones. Well, I mean, she was asking me if it was broken, that it wasn't like snapped in half, of course. Like, you could obviously tell if it was snapped in half, it was broken. It was just a couple little fractures in both the bones. So I went and got it wrapped up and fixed best they could just then, because it was actually kind of late at night when I actually got in to get it looked at. So I came back the next day, I went home and I came back the next day and gave me a cast from the tip of my toes nearly, like about where my pinky toe would be, all the way up to upper thigh, almost waist. So my entire left leg was immobile, and that was the beginning of the summer when I had my accident, and it wasn't until the end of the summer that I got my cast off, so kind of ruined my whole summer. Yeah, and also during that time, during that summer, I was playing recreational soccer, and I love playing recreational soccer, any type of soccer. It's just so much fun. And I got a medal at the end of the season for being the best cheerleader, because it wasn't much else I could do. So I missed out on doing that, and also during the summer, we like to go up to my cousin's house. They live very far north, near Illinois, still in Indiana, but close to Illinois. And they have a big pool, shallow end. The deep end goes down to roughly 12 feet deep. So we like swimming around there. And having a cast on, I wasn't able to swim, so I missed out on that as well. That was a big bummer. I love having fun with my cousins and hanging out with them. It was a lot of fun. And so this experience taught me a few very valuable lessons. The first was to obey my father, because he knows what's best. He knows much more than I know, and he's much more wise than I was or probably will ever be. He was given authority over me by God. So when I'm obeying my father, I'm obeying God as well. And I was able to learn that very valuable lesson through this accident, and yeah, thanks. Done.